Hello, everybody, and welcome to our live stream this week. Hello to everybody who is already in the chat. If you have a question for me, if you can start it with the word question in capital letters, just makes it easier for me to see which are questions. So many of you already in here today. It's so nice to see you all. This is my last live stream with this hair that I've been growing for the last couple of years. I am cutting it off to raise money for charity next Tuesday. So that'll be the normal time of these live streams, but on Tuesday, and it would be awesome if you could come and join me for that one. It's going to be a little bit different from our normal live streams. I have been trying on all of my fancy dress costumes today. If you are familiar with our Britishisms, fancy dress just means kind of costumes. And I'm taking a 90s noughties themed cruise. So I have got 3 costumes here and I've been trying them on just to make sure that I've got everything. It's pretty much a full suitcase full of stuff, just these 3 costumes. So I'm not sure how I'm going to do that, but it will be fine. We're only going for a very short cruise. I'm cutting my hair off for charity, going straight to the airport. Okay. Your new camera setup is really good. Thank you very much. I'm glad to hear that. It was way more complicated than I thought. I thought if you had a nice camera and a laptop, you could plug them in. No, it's way more complicated than that. But I have paid all of the people that need my money for this to be able to look like this. So this is how it should be going forward. I thought that I should sort it out for my fundraiser for my live stream. Let's see what questions we have in the chat today. I will do my best to answer as many as I can. I'm not ignoring you if I don't see and read your comment. There are just so many comments in this live stream. And just letting you know, there is something in this eye and it keeps crying. So if you see me crying on half my face, that's why. I'm telling you in advance so that you don't say that I'm sad, because I am not. I'm very, very excited for this fundraiser, really excited. And also for this cruise. I cannot wait. Yes, 4 days, says Lou, until Brave the Shave. Absolutely. John's managed to make it today. John is normally on a cruise for these live streams, so it is nice to see you, John. Hello to Bill. Hello to Sean. Yep, Sean says, can you start your questions with question? Thank you, Joe, for my super chat. He says, for the post-shave moisturizer fund. I'm not shaving my head as in with a, to my skin. I'm shaving it like a buzz cut. So I will reinvest the moisturizer into sun cream, I think, for my head, if that's okay. Because, yeah, my head, it doesn't normally see the sun in here. So hopefully we will see the sun in Spain. But thank you so much, Joe, for that super chat. Appreciate that. Hello, Kevin. Kevin made it. YouTube user. Oh, I can't see your name. But that's okay. Not very clear about protocols for debarking in Amsterdam for my flight back to the USA. Do I need to get retested before my return? I think that for the US, you do. That could be different. The only person who can tell you that is the government, really. In Amsterdam, you don't need a test to get into Amsterdam. No one needs a test anymore to get into Amsterdam, but you would need to ask whoever sets the rules in the USA, because it can change so fast, and there's so many different types of tests now. Some cruises I'm doing, we just need a antigen lateral flow test, but some of them have to be observed, some of them are not observed, and you don't want to get that wrong. Most cruise lines will let you do it at the port. They will charge you for it more than it would cost you otherwise, but keep checking, keep doing your research on that one. Kevin's put the link to my donation. Yes, if you can, that would be amazing. I think we're around $22,000, which is insane. We did raise a lot very, very fast when I announced this. It's kind of slowed down now. Of course, I think people are waiting for the event, but $22,000, I think that's around £16,000 and almost 30,000 Australian dollars, I think. We have a lot of Australian viewers in here. So I've been trying to work it out I'm sorry, I don't know the Canadian dollars, Kevin, but I'm sure someone can work it out. 22,000 US dollars, that is. Oh, yeah, Cruise Boys. Shame about your cancelled cruise. Yeah, the Cruise Boys had a cruise cancelled on Prima, the new Norwegian cruise line ship. Very, very sad. What is your favorite video you have ever made? It's always the last video that I've made, I think. I'm always trying new things. And yes, for me, right now will be the last one I made about my Tui River cruise. Very, very interesting cruise. Do you have any pre-cruise rituals? Not really, other than, of course, um, there's a lot of stuff that I need, particularly for this cruise. But other than, all of the printing that needs doing, all of the paperwork, all of the packing, I don't have any rituals, I don't think. I tend to leave most things in my suitcase, my travel adapters and things like that. So I try and make it as easy as I can. Thank you for my super sticker. I'm afraid I can't see super stickers in here. I use StreamYard, but I think everyone else can. So yes. Doors or windows. See, I know what this is because I spend a lot of time on TikTok. Doors or windows. No, I'm thinking doors or wheels. That was a big TikTok thing. I did just do a little TikTok transformation as I was trying on these outfits, which was very cool. I will be on TUI Skyler next week. Do you need a tester board? I needed one for my TUI River cruise. TUI or your travel agent is the best person. Don't listen to anybody else because, I make a video and I try and tell people about the test of what I needed for that cruise. But, I get comments on videos that say, you don't need that. That's wrong. This form isn't right. It was right at the time. So no one other than the cruise line and your travel agent should tell you. Only trust those. I do my best. But yes. Doug says, been eyeing up a Morella cruise. I'm from the US and don't need the airfare. Can I sign up for a Morella cruise and get my own airfare? So I've had quite a lot of conversations with TUI, the Riverside and Morella about people from the US booking on because they always say, yes, it's so easy, you can do that. But I don't think in reality it is very easy. And a lot of people come up against a problem when they're trying to pay for the cruise only, that it only accepts a UK address. Some people use PayPal to get around that, but I am in a conversation right now with TUI trying to work that out. So yes, in theory, yes, you can just book cruise only. It's a bit different for the Morella cruises because sometimes, like this 90s cruise, they've already made all those spaces on all of those flights and they know that they would fill it up. So they would prefer to sell it to somebody who needs the flights rather than just the cruise only. But this is a theme cruise. This is a different kind of cruise. For the TUI River cruises, you can definitely just book the cruise. Yes, I'm working on it. Cruising for the first time on the Morella Explorer in June. Any tips? Simon, you have picked a fantastic first cruise, I think. Morella are very, very easy. Everything is explained. Your drinks are included. Your food's included. Just have a look. There's menus that have included drinks on them and then extra pages that have extra drinks. And if you're like me, just don't ever bother turning over that page. Just look at what you can have and order from there. Make sure you know kind of which restaurants cost extra. The excursions are pretty cheap on Morella compared to other cruise lines. So yes, just go and they will look after you. Morella are one of the best ones, I think, one of the easiest ones for first time cruisers. Do you book yourself or use a travel agent? I use a combination. There's a few situations where I would book direct, but I normally use a travel agent. I work now with a travel agent after I'd booked, I think, 4 or 5 cruises with one person, and they were the only person that I would recommend. I said, do you want to work together on this? So I work with travel counselors here in the UK, but I've used every big company. But I use travel counselors now, and I wouldn't use any others anymore. Occasionally I do book direct if there is cashback or there's a discount that I have to go direct for. But personally, I would prefer to get someone else to sort it out for me. It doesn't cost any more to use an agent. And as the cruise boys have found out recently, if things go wrong, the agent can really help. They really helped their plans. Not ideal, but yes. What is the best time to book a cheap cruise on P&O? Is it last minute? No, it is not last minute. Last minute is good sometimes, but it is 2 or 3 years in advance. It is as soon as a new ship or a new itinerary is launched, the price almost never goes down from there. So the price will be here as it launches. It'll go up and up and up and up. And if you're lucky, it will come down last minute between 2 and 3 months. But there's no guarantee of that. And they are selling out, people want to cruise now. So if you can 2 or 3 years in advance, I don't plan that far in advance. I don't know what I'm going to do 2 or 3 years in advance. But yes, either then or 2 or 3 months before the cruise. Yeah, cruise boys say after this week, using a travel agent is a lifesaver. Yes, they can, use their travel agent charms to get some fees reduced, and they have extra kind of, knowledge of things. Have you cruised in the Baltic Sea? Yes, I have taken a couple of Baltic cruises. I took a 2-week Baltic cruise with Morella just before the pandemic, 2018 maybe, and it was amazing. It was amazing. Sean say, Cruise Boys, do you use Emma Otter? Yeah, Cruise Boys went through me and Emma for this, and it has paid off this time. Frederick, thank you so much for my super chat. Best of luck for your hair trim next week. I'll be on a Transatlantic and we'll miss it. That is okay. The video is going to be on my channel, just like these live streams forever. So if you do miss it, please feel free to catch up. The Prima Cruise was cancelled and it was a nightmare. Emma came to the rescue. Yes, absolutely amazing. If anyone wants to book through Emma and me, emmacruises.com, there's a big book a cruise button on there. And hopefully your cruise won't be cancelled. Hopefully it won't be a nightmare. But if it is, we can help. What is the best place you've ever visited? That is such a huge question. I don't even know how to start answering a question like that. Oh, another question about Baltics. Yes, I have done Baltics. I did one with Norwegian years and years and years ago as well. Yeah, loads of questions about that one. I don't know about Greece at the moment. I haven't been to Greece for a while. Maybe someone else in the chat knows. Most places now are letting people do their own excursions. Are there any left where you have to do cruise line excursions? I am not too sure. I've got everything next to me for the fundraiser, and I wanted to just show you one thing. So I'm not convinced that Hudson will attend the fundraiser because, Hudson doesn't normally come to these live streams. But if you watch these live streams, Hudson is my cat. This is Hudson 2, this one. And I have, I'm just going to show you this. This is Hudson 3, okay? How cute is that? It is a balloon and it has little feet on it. So it's one of those balloons where you blow it up with helium and then you drag him along. So we're going to have Hudson number 3, I think, in this live stream. And that's going to be cool because I can't guarantee Hudson's attendance, but it is cool. It is cute. Yes, very cute. Thank you, Jim, for my super chat. Since I know you won't want to cook before your escape to the sea, of course not. How come Macmillan won't let me donate to them? Don't care about the tax receipt. Wanted to split my donation between them and YouTube rather than the US. Oh, my computer wants to optimize. This is not the time. I don't know. Macmillan are a UK charity. I guess it's just too complicated for them. They do gift aid on donations from the UK, so the money gets topped up, and I guess they just can't do that with other donations. So yes, Macmillan only accepts donations from the UK, and the YouTube version that I set up accepts everybody except for Australia. I don't know why YouTube doesn't accept Australian money. It doesn't. So I have another one. There's 3 ways you can donate, just so that every country can get covered off and everybody can donate. Everyone can now. But thank you, Jim, for my super chat. I'm definitely not going to want to cook. Definitely not. Iona or Sky Princess, both Norwegian fuel cruises. Which would you recommend? It's very different experiences on Iona and Sky, and I think it would depend on who I was going with on the cruise. Cancelled a honeymoon due to COVID. Yeah, if I was going with kids, it's Iona every single time. If I was going with, Sky Princess is just a bit more kind of traditional, a bit more formal. I'd probably want somebody to go with me who liked formal nights to go on Sky Princess. Probably if I was going with my family, I'd go on Sky. If I was going with my friends or children, I would go on Iona. If that helps, if that helps at all. What is your favorite ship or cruise line? It's impossible. It is an impossible question. I'm sorry, but it's like, what is your favorite food ever? Are we talking about snacks or dinner? Like, there's so many things that go into it. Lots and lots that I like. I don't think I've ever been on a ship or a cruise line that I haven't liked for some reason. Obviously, there's things I prefer about one over the other. But yes. Is there a US clone of Emma Otter? We do keep joking about this, and we do keep saying that we need, they have to be called Emma, but I am working on the US side. It's not with anyone called Emma, though, so I'll let you know when I have more info about that. Travel Counselors are a UK company. They're not in the US, as far as I know. If they are, and someone works for them and they're called Emma, send me a message. That would be cool. Do people recognize you when you cruise? They do. Yes, they do. It depends on the cruise how much this happens, to be honest. My mum says, why are you taking us on Iona then? I'm taking my mum, who is my family, of course, on Iona. Yes, I am. But we're also going with children. So, and in that situation, I am the child. I'm cruising in a cabin with my parents. So I'm going to revert back to being a child, which is very good. What would you change in the industry? Oh my goodness. I would, okay, controversial, but I would get rid of the whole gratuities thing, get rid of the whole tipping argument, pay people within the cruise fare. That's it, the end. I just see gratuities as something I have to pay. It's the cruise fare anyway, and it's just not, I just don't think it's fair, So that's what I would do personally. You like the cheapest possible price, but don't you mind paying extra for? Specialty meals, Pepsi Max, a bigger bathroom, etc. Specialty meals, no. I've tried so many specialty meals. Unless it's something special, I'm probably not going to do it. Pepsi Max, I'll pay the going price for Pepsi Max, but also I will drink, 30p cola from Lidl. Like, I'm not fussy. And a bigger bathroom, no. There's very few things that I can think of. No. If someone could let me know what I would pay extra for, then please do. Cookies, yeah, maybe cookies. I did go on a Celestial cruise and I paid €3 for a chocolate chip cookie, and it was so worth it. So worth it. Would you recommend a Disney cruise for somebody who's cruised only maximum one-night party cruises? Love Disney and don't have kids. Would I be feeling like an outsider? You wouldn't be feeling like an outsider without kids on a Disney cruise. There's plenty of people on a Disney cruise without kids. That's not a problem. But you have to be tolerant of the kids. There's gonna be plenty of kids on there. I took a Disney cruise. It was not for me. I have a video about it on my channel, but it depends how much you value the Disney. You're paying for the Disney name, you're paying for the Disney music. All the music is Disney music. You're paying for the Disney movies, you're paying for the Disney everything. If that's worth it to you, then yes, but not for me. Lisa says you would pay so you could take Hudson. I probably wouldn't pay so I could take Hudson, but I would maybe pay to have some sort of I don't know, put a little camera on him so I can talk to him when I'm on a cruise. Something like that. Maybe. Ooh, going on Iona in September, what would you recommend for Wi-Fi packages? I have used the P&O Wi-Fi quite a few times, and it has been quite good. So there's a cheaper kind of social package, and it's always strange when you get a social package because they will block certain things, but allow other things. So I can't remember which cruise line it is. I don't think it's P&O, but there's a cruise line where it blocks, WhatsApp or something, but you can use Facebook Messenger. So there's a way to get around all of those things. If you do want streaming, if you want to be able to watch whatever you want to watch, you do normally need a higher package. It's not that expensive though. Like, as far as the industry goes, I think P&O's Wi-Fi is some of the best. It's at least you pay by the day. You're not paying, by the megabyte or by the minute like some other cruise lines still do. What do you think about the Yacht Club and its value, says Mike? So Yacht Club is a exclusive area on MSC cruise ships, and quite a lot of cruise lines do have this area, and they'll have basically a bunch of cabins that are the special cabins with their own special, lounge, their own special restaurant, their own special pool deck. And I think the value in it lies in the fact that you have got guaranteed space. You've got guaranteed space in a bar, guaranteed space in a restaurant, guaranteed seat by the pool. And if you're on an MSC cruise and it is busy and there's loads of people everywhere, sometimes it can be hard to, get a seat by the pool. So I think really that's what you're paying for. You're paying for guaranteed space. I mean, things are slightly nicer, I suppose. But for me, it's more, you're paying just for that exclusive thing. It's nice in there. I've had a meal in the Yacht Club. I've been, in the lounge. I think that's about it. I've never stayed in the Yacht Club. but I see why people would do it. I do. Sometimes it's not too expensive, but do bear in mind I'm comparing this. For me, I'm in the inside cabin comparing it to the ocean view, maybe the balcony if I dare look. So I don't really look too much at the prices of Yacht Club and things like that. Yeah, thank you, Kevin, for my link to my Brave the Shave. So this is happening next Tuesday. It is the same time as this normal live stream. I thought that'd be easiest, but we're doing it on Tuesday because I am heading straight to the airport afterwards. So looking forward to that. I have got everything planned for this cruise, and I will show you. I will show you my first costume. See if you can guess it from these props. Okay, so we have got a magnifying glass, some glasses, a brown wig, and a red skirt with an orange t-shirt. Any guesses on these things? Because that's one of my costumes. That is the first costume that I've got. And then we've got a couple of other ones, and I'm looking forward to it. Thank you for my super chat. A new subscriber. Thank you so much for subscribing. If you are watching this, can you please check that you are subscribed? Because I lose subscribers from the live streams. I think it's probably just the fact that people forget about me and then they see me on the live streams and they unsubscribe. But if you can check that you are subscribed, I'd like to be in positive numbers with these. I think that would be cool. A fellow South Coast resident. Whoop, whoop. It's not very nice today on the South Coast, but it can be. Can't tell you how happy I am with Virgin Cruises now using Portsmouth. Yes, I took a Virgin Cruise and we went out of Portsmouth. Yes, very convenient and nice. Makes a nice change from Southampton. Thank you for my super chat. I hope I haven't lost another one. If I have, I am sorry. Dora the Explorer. It is not Dora the Explorer. Cruise boys, you know this one. It is Velma. Yeah, it's Velma from Scooby-Doo. I know Scooby-Doo. I mean, there is a 90s version, and that's the version I'm going as. And I'm sure it's, wasn't it 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, noughties? It's still probably going now. But I'm going as the 90s version. So that will be really cool. Yes. And then it's fashion the next night. And I'm doing a musician who I'm a big fan of from the early 2000s. It's not just 90s on this cruise. It's 90s versus noughties. Very cool. My brother is not coming on this cruise. No. I did try and convince him. I did. He's not coming, though. He doesn't want to come. But I know plenty of people who are coming on this cruise. Loads of people. Cruise boys in the chat. Paul and Carol are coming. I've got friends from school coming. Friends I used to work with. We first booked this cruise in 2019 for 2020. Obviously, that didn't happen. And then we've rebooked it. So fingers crossed. Fingers crossed everything goes to plan. I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to seeing the Disney Dream sail out of Southampton next year. Sorry, Emma. Do not be sorry. I mean, I'm very interested too. It just wasn't, the price just wasn't worth it for me to take a Disney cruise. And I knew that before I booked it. I just wanted to try it. And I have tried it. Apart from the price, do you always prefer to cruise with family, friends, or partners rather than single? I think it's very different for me now because it's too dangerous for me to cruise single. Like, I think once you have over 100,000 subscribers on YouTube alone, let alone the other accounts, you attract some weird people. Like, I don't think it's safe for me to cruise by myself. And I never really got the chance because, I cruised as a family when I was a teenager. And I like the company of other people. So I don't see me anytime soon cruising by myself. But I understand why other people do it, I know plenty of friends who do it. They love it. Absolutely love it. But I'm not really a normal kind of case study, I don't think. Have you cruised with Costa in the Caribbean? I've not cruised with Costa in the Caribbean. I've cruised with them in the Mediterranean. And it was years ago, and it's very, very different from what I see kind of modern Costa. The cruise boys in the chat just got off of a Costa cruise, and the food looked absolutely amazing. And it didn't look like that on my Costa cruise. It was not the best. I have videos about it on my channel. It was a brilliant cruise. Don't get me wrong. It was brilliant. The price we paid, what we got for that. But I feel like they've upped their game a lot in the last, couple of years. So I do want to cruise with Costa again. Not in the Caribbean, though, in the Mediterranean. Thank you for my super chat from an appreciative Aussie. Thank you very much. Jinkies indeed. Yes. Looking forward to it. I mean, I know plenty of people who are on this cruise, and you guys, of course, you know what my costumes are, but it does feel kind of, I don't know, I'm going to be like undercover, which is really cool. A dream of mine to see the Northern Lights. Ooh, have you seen them on any of your cruises? I've never been to Norway in that time of year. I've only been in summer for the very, very long days. And I think if you want to see Northern Lights, you need to go in the dark time in the winter. So no. Does your brother have a job? He does have a job. In the UK, we get at least 4 weeks annual leave paid. So he doesn't cruise more than that. He cruises within his annual leave. What do you think of adult-only cruises? Absolutely fantastic. I love adult-only cruises. Yes, I like them. The 90s cruise that we're going on is an adult-only cruise. I did the Virgin cruise. That was an adult-only cruise. I have to say, though, most cruises that I take, I don't notice that there's children there anyway, because I'm not, in the kids clubs. I'm not really hanging out where the children hang out. And plus, I cruise really out of season, really obscure cruises. If I cruised in summer holidays, maybe it would be different, but I avoid those because they're more expensive most of the time. Or I go somewhere where, it's a different school holiday, something like that. How accessible are cruises for people with mobility issues? Can you hire or take a mobility scooter? I don't know of cruise lines that hire them to you. There's companies that do, third parties that do. And yes, you can take one. The only thing is you need to be able to get it into your cabin at night. You can't leave it, in the corridor. So sometimes getting around and in, that's the tricky thing. If you have somebody with you though, and they can, maneuver it, then it's fine, or you can do it. But that's the only kind of tricky thing. There's plenty of people. You will see loads of people on mobility scooters on cruises. You're not going to be the odd one out. Do not worry about that. Do not worry. Yeah, 4 weeks in the USA, you build your vacation hours. It is crazy to me because when I was at university, I worked in a supermarket called Asda, which is owned by Walmart. And I had friends who worked in Walmart, and they got no annual leave. And I got the, four equivalent of 4 weeks straight away. As soon as you start, it's the law. And that, it's different rules in different countries. But yes. Peter says, what did your family say when you left your real job? I like the quotes there, real job, to do this. So for anyone who doesn't know, I spent the last 6 years before this working in data development for a group of car insurers. I did a maths degree, very, very exciting. I don't talk about it too much because, we don't want to hear about that. But when I handed in my resignation, no one at work tried to stop me. No one in my family was surprised. It was just, oh, you're doing that now? Oh, okay. It wasn't a surprise. I've been building up all of this cruise stuff for 5 years, I think, in every evening, every weekend. So people knew that was something that I wanted to do. Obviously, 2020 was not the time, so I just sat tight, worked at my normal job. Yeah. Do MSC offer a late night curry in the buffet? It's a very specific question. I'm not sure about curry, but they have the buffet that's open like 23 hours a day. So you've got a good chance, Jackie is here. Hello, Jackie. You made it. Really, says Zachary, if it doesn't fit in your room, then your stateroom attendant will take it and return it in the morning. I've never heard of that, but that is cool. Tricky. Looking forward to my next cruise after a decade. Which line would you recommend? There's so many different answers to this question, and any answer I gave would be wrong for so many people because there's so many things that go into what is your perfect cruise line. So you need to look at things like how busy do you want to be? Do you want to do dress codes? Do you want to do formal nights? Do you want big ships? Do you want small ships? Where do you want to go? There's hundreds of questions that you should ask. I could just give an answer. I could just say, you need to do Morella Discovery too. And that's wrong for so many people, but also right for other people. So there is a lot to it. Hello, Emma and friends. Hello, friends. Yes. Earlier in the chat, you were all described as fountains of knowledge gathering for this cruise chat. And I do like that one. That's really cool. Ooh, good question. Love your videos. Thank you very much. That's a good way to start a question. Appreciate that. Wonder if on cruise ships they label vegetarian or vegan meals in the buffet or in the restaurant. Yes, but it does depend on the cruise line. Some are so much better at it than others. Some will have really specific allergen information on every buffet sign, every menu. Others will have more kind of questionable, you know, you might not know what it is on the menu, but whoever is serving it, they know everything, or they'll find out for you. That's never a problem. But some cruise lines are much better than others. I would say every cruise line, almost every cruise line, will have at least, you know, vegetarian, gluten-free, things like that. Some will have, you know, different chemicals that I haven't even heard of marked as allergens. So yes, just depend on the cruise line. Jim, thank you for my super chat again. Can't help it that I'm weird and I happen to be a subscriber. Oh. Well, thank you, Jim. Thank you for your super chat. I don't think you're scary either, but you're keeping me fed in takeaways, Chinese takeaways. Jim always gives me super chats for Chinese takeaways, and I use it as a reason. Richard is sharing my link to a post I wrote about dialysis. Thank you, Richard. I didn't catch up on the conversation as to why, but thank you very much. I spent quite a bit of time this week putting together a post all about how my business works, because understandably, you know, it's not a 9-to-5 office job. It's something a bit different. So if ever you've wondered how all of this works, you know, how do I make money? There's thousands of words about it now on my website. I thought it would make it easier. But I think it maybe made it more confusing. But it's everything, you know. It's a big brain dump from me. Chris says, "Is it hard to answer a question while reading the others? It's amazing multitasking." See, I read this, you know, while I was reading the other one. Yes, it is hard. It is really strange. I don't know how I've built up the skill. I think it must have a name. You know, I can set myself off on a sentence and then read, and then I carry on saying the original sentence. The only danger is that I'll say things, you know, and I didn't mean the sentence to end that way. But yeah, I can't really stop and then, you know, like look for like now, like look for a question, because like it would just take ages, and I don't, you know, I don't want to take breaks from things like that. So yes, but I guess I have just got used to it, and I'm glad you think it's amazing, because it is quite cool, I think. Would you try a German cruise line? I would love to try a German cruise line. Yes, absolutely, I would. Don't speak a word of German, but I would try. I would try my best. Did I see you're doing a cruise and bike holiday? Yes. So this is a press trip, just getting that out there. I've been invited on a cruise by a company who do bike and barge cruises. Who even knew that that was a thing? I didn't know that was a thing. So we're going across Germany, and every day we will be cycling, I think it's 35 to 55 kilometers a day. And I haven't cycled for years until last week when I finally got my bike out the shed. And I can still remember how to cycle. So yes, we will see how that goes. Yeah, Cruise Boys say you can cruise with us and Justin will translate the German. That would be amazing. That would be a good way in. And then I can find out, you know, how I fare on my own, not speaking any German. I'm sure you'll find, you know, quite a lot of the crew do speak English, you know, even if it's not advertised as much. Gift of the Gab. I like that one. Is there a cruise that you would really like to do again, says Thomas? This one made me laugh because I made special emojis for our members, but on my screen it just says Emma Pineapple. I don't know if you see that. Is there a cruise that you would really like to again? I'd really like to go back to Alaska. That was my first cruise. If I could redo my first cruise, that would be very, very cool. I'd love to go back to Hawaii. Hawaii feels like, it doesn't even feel like a real place to me anymore. It feels, you know, something in a movie. But yes, I would really, really like to do those again. And the cruise I took in Asia, we did Singapore to Tokyo. Absolutely amazing. I'd love to do that again. Love, 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 love. I don't think there's any cruise that I wouldn't do again, though. I can hear my mum already in my head saying the Disney cruise. She wouldn't do that one again. But I would, just for the, you know, the food, if nothing else. But yes. Anyone else noticed how much Royal Caribbean's drinks packages have increased this year, says Andrew. Yes, Matt from Royal Caribbean blog, I think, has all the updated Royal Caribbean drink stuff. It doesn't really affect me because I buy the soda package. Royal Caribbean have a soda package. It's like, I don't know, $10 a day, and I easily drink $10 a day of soda, and I don't need much more than that. So it can be very, very expensive. I do wonder who gets, who drinks that much to make their money back. But people do. So yeah, don't assume that it's just because it's a package that it's a good idea. You will just drink and you will just feel unwell and you will miss everything. So yes. Have you cruised to the Canary Islands? I have, and I very recently went to the Canary Islands. I was on the Canary Islands over Christmas. So I have a video about that. It was the worst weather we've ever had on a cruise. But check that out. You do get to see, the Canary Islands that we went to. I love the Canary Islands. I think in future I would fly down there rather than cruise from here if I was going in winter, because it's a long way. It's multiple sea days, and we had bad weather. We had 3 storms, I think, on that cruise. Yes, but the Canary Islands themselves, absolutely lovely. Love the Canary Islands. Have you cruised the Nile? I have never cruised the Nile. Never. Not anything I've looked at, to be honest. Any recommendations for someone who has never done a cruise? What to do within a reasonable budget? Again, that's such a huge question, and I think if I answered it specifically, saying anything, it would be wrong for so many people. I need to know more about, who it's for, what do they like. If someone comes to me and they're, in the UK, they want to do an easy cruise from the UK, they want one that's cheaper, I will normally suggest, a Morella cruise, a P&O cruise, if they're happy with different languages being spoken on board, an MSC cruise, a Costa cruise, as far as the kind of budget side goes. If you're, looking for a budget out of the US cruise, maybe a Carnival cruise, plenty of options, yes. If you had to pick Eastern or Western Mediterranean, let me just work that out in my head. Anyone else still have to go round? I probably pick Eastern. I think I've done Western Mediterranean so many times, the classic kind of loop cruise. Eastern, yeah, I probably would pick Eastern. Oh my goodness, the comments are going so fast. I actually did not manage to pick up a question before the next one went. Antarctica Cruise, maybe. It's not on my to-do list anytime soon. There's so many places I'd rather go to in the short term, with my money. If someone invited me, I would go, but it's not one that I'm personally looking at. There's just so many other things that I want to do first. So many things. Do your parents or brother cruise without you? Occasionally. My brother doesn't really. My parents occasionally do. Do they enjoy other types of holidays? We used to do a lot of other types of holidays. We've done American road trips. I used to do a lot of European city breaks, but things are more cruise related now for me, for obvious reasons. It makes sense. This is my business. So we haven't done much that's not been cruise related for years. To be honest, I think sometimes I should just book a week in, somewhere and stay there, just for me. But maybe I will do that. Yeah, my parents often don't come with me. I cruise without them a lot. I don't think that's the question though, but they sometimes occasionally go without me, but more common I go without them, of course. Have you considered going on a transatlantic cruise? I have considered it. I have considered it a lot, and I changed my mind on it recently. So if you asked me, I don't know, a year ago, I'd say, yes, I really want to do a transatlantic. Then if you asked me after I came back from my Christmas cruise with the worst seasickness ever, I would say, no, I'm never doing a transatlantic. And then if you'd asked me now, after we took the cruise on the Queen Mary 2, the last ocean liner, I changed it, and I would say, I'm only going to do a transatlantic if it's on the Queen Mary 2, or it's very, very cheap, but it's really not pleasant to be seasick. I do get seasick. There's so many things you can do to prevent it and treat it, but it's just probably not for me. Oh, Matt's in here from Matt is in here from Royal Caribbean blog. We were talking about you a minute ago. We were talking about drinks, Royal Caribbean drinks. So you were mentioned. Maybe your ears were burning, and that's why you came here. But it's nice to see you. Thank you, Christine, for my super sticker. Appreciate that one. A question from Jean: have you done a cruise alone? I've done cruises, where I haven't known other people, but I've never really been completely alone for a week. Any reviews on the new Ambassador Ambiance? Ambiance. I like saying it like that. Ambience cruise. I've seen some pictures from this cruise. I feel like it wasn't necessarily ready at the beginning. If you don't know, this is the kind of new CMV cruise line, kind of. I feel like it maybe wasn't ready right at the beginning. So give them some time to kind of work things out and finish it. But apart from that, I've not heard anything really about it. Nothing particularly good, nothing particularly bad. It's a cruise line I would like to try. It's got very good drinks prices, very cheap drinks on it. It fits quite well with what I do, the budget kind of cruising. So I would quite like to try it. I haven't got any plans to at the minute, but maybe. The question's going so fast, and this one just says question. I don't know where the question is. Cruise Boys say, I saw a review where they called the wading pool a giant bird bath. Maybe laugh out loud. Love that one. Love that one. How do you choose your cruises? There's a couple of things that really go into choosing cruises for me. Of course, a big part of it now is, what is my channel? What are you interested in? And then I will try new things. Occasionally, I'll do cruises where this is just what I choose. My family want to go on a cruise. But there's really two sides. There's more kind of personal cruises for me, and there's more kind of cruises that I wouldn't do if it wasn't for the channel. Like the Disney cruise, I probably wouldn't have booked the Virgin cruise that I did, but I wanted to find out. So, two types of cruises, really. What are you drinking? I'm drinking summer fruits, fruit and barley squash. Summer fruits, fruit and barley squash. Going on a celebrity cruise to the Norwegian fjords, May 7th. Any must-dos? To be honest, I think that most things that you can do in the fjords, you can do by yourself. There's a couple of places where I would maybe get on a hop-on, hop-off bus. But if you look at things like I think it's Bergen, there is what do you call it? Railway, I think. And if you book it through the cruise line as an excursion, it's something like £50, and the ticket is like £10. Walk there by yourself. Most places in Norway, you can walk anywhere. I don't feel like you need to do cruise line excursions there, but do the railway if you're going to Bergen. That one is good. I did the Lowen Sky Lift, wherever that was. Didn't really like that one. They crammed everybody into the sky lift. You couldn't see anything if you were in the middle. There's people everywhere. We got to the top. It was foggy and it was expensive. So I'm not a huge fan of that one. I know lots of other people like those. Love hop-on, hop-off buses better than any other excursion. I'm a big fan of the hop-on, hop-off bus because you can see what you want to see, and then if you don't want to walk, you can sit on the bus. It's quite nice. And I really like listening to the headphones and like learning about the history of things and stuff. So that is cool. Have you ever seen a wedding on a ship? I've never been to a wedding on a ship, but I have seen people in clothes that make me think that they've just got married, if you know what I mean. Occasionally you'll see a couple like on the promenade deck having photos taken. Yes, you can get married on ships. Not all ships, not all cruise lines are set up. They don't have the power to wed people, but plenty of them do. It's one of the reasons that cruise lines will flag their ships in certain countries because they can then do certain things. But yes. Are you good at bargaining in markets? No, I don't want to. I find the whole thing too awkward. I think it's Brits. We're not really very good at, money things at all. I think we're quite, no, thank you. No, there's nothing I need that much that is worth bargaining for in a market. No, either I'll pay the price or I will leave. The railway in Bergen is what you meant. Yes, my mum's got it. Absolutely. Oh my goodness, so many questions. It's not a good one, but I have now lost it. Oh well, just lots of people liking the hop-on, hop-off bus. Very, very cool. Very, very cool. Will you and Royal Caribbean Matt and the Cruise Boys all do a cruise together? That would be very nice. I would like that. I think it's probably more likely that me and the Cruise Boys will do a cruise together soon because I don't know. I knew them pre-cruise outside of the cruise world. We are friends, and Matt's all the way in the US and I'm all the way in the UK. So that does make it a bit more tricky. But yes, maybe one day that would be very, very fun. Would you live on a cruise ship or do an extended journey? I don't think so. I don't think so. I would miss Hudson. I like being on land. I like my, normal routine, my normal life. I love cruising. Of course, I love cruising. But living on a ship, I don't think so. I don't think so. I talked a bit earlier about Antarctica. I'm not going to bore everybody again, but no, not anytime soon. I would do maybe one day, but it's not on the to-do list for the short term, not for the short term. Yes, this brand, that one, I use that one a lot. I think it's the same thing, so sometimes I will just I'll order whatever it is. I don't remember what it is called. But yes. Is it a good idea to book your next cruise on board? It can be, and I have done it before, but don't assume that it is the best just because you're on the cruise. And sometimes you can end up thinking, oh, that's great. I will get this much credit if I book, if I give them £100, they'll give me 200 credit. That's great. I'm definitely going to want to do a Norwegian cruise again or something, for example. And then you find out there's a really great Royal Caribbean cruise that you can go on, and that's £500 cheaper. But because you have this thing, it shouldn't be the case that it affects your decision. It's just if you do want to do something and you want to go, yes, you can get good deals. You can. Thank you for my super chat. Just did my first cruise, but would like a full day in port more. Are there cruise lines that offer extended stays in port? Quite a few cruise lines do advertise this as a perk. Royal Celebrity, I think Celebrity are one of the ones that do quite a lot of overnight stays, and they do advertise the fact that the stays are extended. It does depend more kind of on the itinerary though, rather than the cruise line. Depending on how far they have to go between ports, I suppose. I took a cruise around the Greek islands, and from one place to the next place, we sailed for like 4 hours. That was it. And it's the same with the river. I've taken 2 quite different cruises on the Danube, and depending on how far you have to go, it affects everything. Sometimes we would leave, early afternoon. Other times we would be there all day. Ian says, hi, Emma, do you have to pay for all the cruises you go on, or do you get sponsored? So if you've already answered this is a good question. I'm sure I've answered this before, but I don't mind answering again. If you see any cruise on my channel, I have paid for it unless it has the paid promotion button at the top, which is quite rare. It doesn't really make sense for me to go on those sponsored cruises. I just put together a massive post all about how my business works, all about how I make money, and that's on emmacruises.com. Maybe check that one out. But I think I did I went on 2 press trips last year, one with Celebrity and one with Princess. But apart from that, if it's not clearly, if it doesn't say add brackets invite at the beginning, then it is all my own cruises. I pay for them through, everything through my business. Have you ever fancied working on a cruise ship? I get this question a lot, and no. No, I don't think I would be very good at it. I get very seasick, and it's fine for a cruise because you can take a nap in the afternoon if you feel unwell. But when you're working, I don't think it would work well for me. Plus, I've been very, very spoiled by the 9-to-5 office job that I've always had, and now working for myself whenever I like. I have massive respect for everybody who works on cruise ships. I know tons of people who love it, absolutely love it, but I just don't think it's for me. Thank you, Kevin, for sharing the link. Yeah, this is the link to the thingy. Check that out if you would like. There's a lot in there, but hopefully it'll be useful to somebody. Hopefully. We've been given interesting. We've been given £50 each cruise credit, says Simon. What would you recommend spending it on, as all the ports seem walkable? For me, it'd probably be some sort of food, knowing me. But yeah, food, drinks, maybe have some photos taken by those, maybe buy some souvenirs, chocolate. Sometimes they have nice chocolate, the classic Toblerone that you buy in the gift shop. Plenty of things to spend money on, plenty of things. Only 50% of the people watching this live stream have liked it. Yes, if you could like this, I would really appreciate it. And if you can just check that you are subscribed. I get comments all the time that say, oh, I thought I was subscribed and I didn't realize. I do the same. You just watch things and you just assume. But yeah, please press that button. I would appreciate it. Do you think they will scrap the pre-cruise testing this year from the UK? Good question. I don't see it happening anytime soon because they want to keep COVID off their ships. Why would they scrap it, especially when we're paying for it now? Most of the cruises I take, I've had to buy the COVID test. They're not normally expensive. The one for my Morella cruise, I think, was £12 maybe. But why would the cruise line scrap it? I just don't see it happening anytime soon. And it suits me fine. It's very easy to do the test at home for £12. That's okay. Christopher says, what is your opinion on future cruise credit versus refunds? When future cruises with that company can cost more, yes. I think sometimes people fall into the trap of thinking, oh, yes, I'm definitely going to want to do this, and I'll take future cruise credit. And then they end up, doing something that maybe just, I don't know, the flights are a bit annoying, or it's not really an itinerary that they wanted to do. If you definitely do, you can get that extra percentage and it can be worth it. But I'm not cruise line loyal, and I don't recommend anybody to be cruise line loyal. So I have taken the refund on most things that happened in 2020. I had a Carnival cruise cancelled, and I just thought, I just don't see it happening anytime soon. So I took a refund on that. Other ones I just moved. Quite a few cruise lines had like a lift and shift program where you could shift a year in the future. And I did that twice with Royal Caribbean because I booked the cruise and then had to move it 2 years. Yeah, it says 7 ways, but it says 9. That's because I thought of 2 more after I'd already published the post. So I added them in. 2 more. I'm afraid I do not understand that question. Do you feel the rush of the wind while on board a cruise? It depends where you are. If you're up the top on the Queen Mary 2 when we were wandering around, you could definitely feel the wind there. There'll sometimes be areas that are real wind traps. You might go around the promenade deck and then you get to the corner and it's just like really, really windy. But normally the pool deck is kind of, there's a top deck and then there's the pool deck, and the pool deck is normally pretty protected. So you won't be sat there, with a cocktail by the pool and then everything starts blowing over. That doesn't normally happen. I feel like some people are having trouble with their typing. How many costumes are you bringing to your 90s cruise? I'm bringing 3 costumes. We have got 3 different theme nights. So my first one, you've seen that one. If you guessed that, I think most of you did guess that one. The second one, I don't know how I can show you. I'll try and show you. This is the stuff for my second one, if that helps you at all. Any guesses on that one? And then I don't think you'll be able to guess the third one by just this, but this is a part of my third one. So that will be very cool. There's 3 different themes. So I'm doing every day. I'm embracing it. I'm really looking forward to this cruise. Really looking forward to it. First time cruise in October. Which of your videos should I watch first? Oh my goodness. Depends what type of cruise you want to do. If you want to do a river cruise, watch my last river cruise video. If you want to take a specific cruise line, I have playlists for all of the cruise lines. I would start there. Oh my goodness, Mark. How did you get that? You guys know your stuff. Wow, I'm very impressed. Ian, hello, Ian. He says, Valiant Lady was out of this world, just got off this morning. What's your favorite restaurant, Razzle Dazzle? What dish was your favorite? I think so. I liked Razzle Dazzle. I had the Impossible Burger, I think, there, and that was very, very nice. I had cookies for dessert. So that was an actual dessert on the menu. So that's really got to be... that's really got to be my favorite, I think. If I said anything else, I think I would be lying. Kevin says Dora the Explorer. Kevin, are you just wanting me to go as Dora the Explorer for 3 different days? Tracy says, have you taken a Holland America cruise? I've never taken a Holland America cruise. I keep looking at them. It's one that I would like to do, ideally this year, I think. That would be nice, but yes. Scott says, seasickness patches or pills? I always take the pills. I've never tried the patches. I like Quells, and there's another one I like as well. Most of them are the same couple of chemicals, so you can normally find the chemical of the brand that you like and just order that. You don't have to buy the brand name. One of my favorite quotes is buy cheap, buy twice. Do you think this applies to cruising? It's kind of different because you're going on the cruise for, 7 days. It's not like, I think the saying is that it will break, so you buy it twice, but your cruise is happening, unless your cruise is terrible and you need another cruise to get over it. I don't think that makes sense. For me, I mean, I would buy cheap, pay half the price, and buy twice to do 2 different cruises. But that's just my my preference. I've never regretted that decision. Is there a list somewhere of your upcoming cruises? I'm afraid I just can't. It's just not safe for me to share that on the internet. So no, there is not anymore. We are nearly at our hour. I can't believe how fast these live streams go. And this is the last live stream with my hair. So I feel like this is a farewell to this hair that I've been carrying around for years. And it's going on Tuesday. All of this is going. I've got plenty of wigs for my costumes, so that's going to be really fun. But on Tuesday, we are shaving my hair off. It's going to be just like this, just like a normal live stream, but shaving my hair off. So fingers crossed that all goes okay. If you can make it, that would be really, really cool. And if you haven't already donated, if you could, that would be absolutely amazing. I am blown away. $22,000 we've raised so far for hair, which is crazy. Bye-bye hair. Yes, bye-bye hair. Bye-bye. I mean, someone else will get this hair. The hair will live on. I'm donating my hair. They make them into wigs, and they give them to kids that need wigs. So it will be somewhere. It just won't be with me anymore, which is quite funny. My voice is starting to go, so it's probably a good thing that I can just talk for an hour. My voice has got used to it. Tracy says, hit the like button. Yes, please hit the like button. Please, please. Magic Mike, nice. Buy hair. Yes, buy hair. Anything we can do to best support your Brave the Shave, other than donating, and please share. Please share. I tried to put everything together into a post so that all of the links are there in one place, and it is emmacruises.com/donate. If you can share that with anyone, that is the best thing that you can do. And if you can come to the live stream, that will be amazing. I think we're going to have quite a lot of people on that live stream, but I feel more comfortable knowing that you guys are there. You know what I mean? Because I'm very used to talking to you. I don't get nervous for these live streams. I know, you're lovely and you're in here. And if you're here next Tuesday, I think I will feel okay. So yes, please come. Farewell to the hair. Yes. Let's all shave our heads. Yes, let's. Why not? That will be fun. I will not be here next Friday because I'm doing the live stream on the Tuesday, heading straight to the airport and going on a cruise. So basically next week's live stream will just be on Tuesday instead of Friday. Here is the link. Yes, well, someone will get a new wig and suddenly have the urge to go on a cruise, but only book it inside. This is my favorite comment from anyone. Thank you very much. Thomas says, will you wear wigs? Some of the time. So I did do this 4.5 years ago. I shaved my hair before. And last time I just kind of waited for it to grow out. But this time I really want to have fun with it. So I have 3 wigs here just for the fancy dress, for the 90s cruise. And then I've got, these ones are just kind of costume ones. And then I have more, realistic looking ones that I am going to wear. Yes, I will wear them, I think, in my YouTube videos, and you guys will know. You will know. You'll be in on the joke. So yes. What will you do with your hands, says Jim? I'll be completely free. I will be so light. I think the thing last time that surprised me when I cut off my hair is I didn't realize how much I'd been kind of compensating for my hair, because it's quite heavy and it's on the back of my head all the time. And when it was gone, it was like, it was so funny. Shared, thank you so much. Yes, if you can share it. Hair today, gone tomorrow. That's good. I think I will use that. I think I will use that on Monday, if that's okay with you. Yeah, see everybody next Tuesday. Yes, thank you, Sean. Thank you so much. Yeah, sun cream, absolutely sun cream. I'm gonna put it through my hair. That's gonna be so strange. No more bad hair days. Absolutely, yes, absolutely. I'm looking forward to it. I'm really excited. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming to this live stream, and I will see you next Tuesday. Bye, guys.